Hello, folks. How are you all doing? It is Thursday, the 29th of August, and became aware of something really cool while visiting the YouTube vinyl community group on Facebook. Now, as I've said before, I've been involved in making videos related to the vinyl community for maybe going on 10 years now. But I've said many times that as much as I feel a part of this international community, I don't watch many videos. I do understand that it is human nature that in order for there to be a bond, there needs to be a connection and familiarity, etc. But I still feel a part of things, even though I just kind of do my thing and watch every now and then. I'm saying that because I became aware through the Facebook group that there is a vinyl community member from Birmingham, UK, by the name of Bobby Jean Gardner, and that she wrote a piece of music, a song, about the vinyl community, the VC Love Train. Apparently she did this for her PhD. I watched the video. I'm kind of calling up right now to make sure that, the vinyl community Love Train, a musical ode. It's really good. I'll leave a link. Dave Gibson and apparently other members of the vinyl community were involved. It's quite a piece of music, and the video shows all the work involved, and it's amazing. And I was touched because, as I keep saying, even though I'm not an active watcher and VC Love Train sender for a while now, I definitely feel honored by this work that Bobby Jean has done, and I know that I am inherently a part of this nebulous worldwide community of nerds and geeks who love music, and in particular enjoy collecting records and music-related stuff. Along those lines, I will say this. Over the years I've been here, I started here while I was working, and then I left my job. I've told the story, won't tell it again. I retired, but I made a statement by walking out on the job. I waited until I turned 64 this year. I couldn't wait any longer to apply for Social Security. I get it starting in September, so I'll have a living income. And my first priority, I may endeavor to show you in a video. The inside of my house looks just fine, but I've been living here and bought this house, but I have not been able to afford to keep up on repairs. And so parts of my house are really trashed, on the outside, my windows and stuff. And so my first priority is to save money and restore my house. I've already paid taxes for the year. But as I settle into taking care of my own business here, I will be able to afford to send out some VCLT, Vinyl Community Love Train. I've done it before. I've done it recently. I just traded with someone some music. So I do feel still directly connected, but there may be more of the love train coming from me in the future. I continue to receive primarily stuff to review, but there's also people who send me music because they appreciate what I do and they want me to have this music, and I love it. So this video is just amazing. Bobby Jean, sure I'm saying Bobby Jane Gardner. Excellent work. Wow. Really, really, really excellent. Real excellent. So I wanted to call attention to that. Look below the video for a link. I just received this in the mail from someone who I don't know. Thank you so much. Don't send me money, Emmanuel, I think is his name. But he was enthusing about this Japanese band, Kikegaku Moyo, and wanted me to hear this, Masana Temples, which actually I'd already heard it, but he sent me a copy. I think this is their latest, this is their latest album. This is a young Japanese band that is working in the area of what I call kind of a classic, not classic, but it's like it's a period of psychedelia that they're honoring that happened before they were alive that I remember and was a part of. So my first impression of this music is how it's done out of a sincere love for the music. I got my Vinyl Community t-shirt on, made by Glowing 00 Cabbage up in Canada. Are you in it? Yeah, I'm still in it. I've listened to parts of this twice already, and I can share with you, Emmanuel, that I like this, but due to my age, my orientation, and being a musician, I'm not blown away by this. I hear the love that they have for what they're doing here, and it's pretty well done, but I can hear where it's still growing, okay? And there's an aspect of this that hits me like jam bands and those kind of drony psych bands with a lot of guitars where I gotta say this really honestly, if I were much younger, much of that music would make a stronger impression on me. As an older guy who lived through that stuff, plus I know how to play this stuff. I can play this stuff. A lot of times I'll hear records like this and I'll hear it and I'll also hear how I could make it better. So that's one of the first things that hit me while listening to the Kikegaku Moyo. This is pretty good. Well, I know what this needs to take it to another level. Thank you for sharing it with me, Emmanuel. I honestly appreciate all of the music that you send me, people from around the world, even when I don't particularly care for it. I was playing this just now, Ivor Cutler, Velvet Donkey. Chris Cutler of Henry Cowell's dad. Ivor Cutler had his own renown in England as a, I guess you could call him how would you describe him, because he's funny in a deadpan way, but he's also like serious too. So Velvet Donkey was brought to my attention because someone online was listening to it and made a reference to the track on here, Go and Sit Upon the Grass, expressing some outrage about what's happening over with Boris Johnson. My heart goes out to the entire world. Politicians are just out of control. And I get it. I've never been to England, I'm not British or Scottish, and yet somehow a lot of the humor I understand. There's probably little references to things that I don't know and don't get, but overall I quite enjoyed the English brand of humor, and this was cool to listen to. Let me see what else I can show you before I go, because I just decided at the last minute to do this because of that video. It's wonderful, it's amazing, it's really good music, and wow, what an honor, and that just really, I'm really touched by it, that the vinyl community and what it's about means that much, that this person, Bobby Jane, did all this work on, to encapsulate it. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Check it out. Ramesses Space Hymns. I had mentioned this recently. I think I showed it, and I played it last night all the way through because I haven't listened to it in a while. This is a really good concept album. Really well done. Very hippie. Very hippie. That word to me is a compliment. See, there's just like the word nigga, how black people took it back after it was used against us, during times of slavery. When I say hippie, it's a compliment. Okay? This is really, really cool. And besides it being a collector's item because of being on Vertigo and the big fold-out cover, which I don't have, this is a reissue. This is a really good album. Here's something that I bought that I'm on the fence about. Was going to trade it, but it's like, it's a 12-inch single, and many 12-inch singles are worthless, so I just have it. This is Sea Knowledge, aka Doodlebug Space is a Place, featuring Sun Ra Orchestra. Now, of course, the reason why I bought it in the first place was the Sun Ra reference. This is hip hop, and I got to make it cultural. I love my people, but I'm not very often that interested or blown away by just hearing people's rhyming and talking. So the music tracks are cool, but again, it's a lot of looping, and so it just loops and it loops. So, but this remains in the collection for now. Here's one that James Buttery was talking about from Australia. See, I'm connected but not connected, people. It's just my way, you know. I'm not the sort of person who has to be up in your face talking to you and visiting you all the time to be your friend. I'm here, and you're there, and we're here, so it's friendly. But he had shown his copy of this Lucio Battisti album, Amore e Non Amore, Love and No Love, I guess. His was a German reissue where you don't see the whole cover. This is a reissue, as you can see with that Italian reissue, but the German you do not even get to see the nude. Now, Lucio Battisti was a huge pop star in Italy and started the label Numero Uno, and there's some of his music that, for that reason, I don't really care for it. It's just pop crap, you know. But he is very, there's a lot of variety in his records. I've got about 3 or 4 of his albums, and on each album there's at least 1 or 2 cuts where I'm really impressed with the music and the music arrangement. So that's why I have Lucio Battisti in my collection. The Freeborn, this is a reissue, but this is a psychedelic album, Peak Impressions, that goes for a lot of money. If you can find an original. This is a reissue, that's fine with me. I played this last night almost all the way through. This one deserves it. This is a very, very good album. And these guys seem to have a pretty mature idea of what they were doing for their age. They're obviously very young in the picture here. But this is really varied musically. It's almost got a kitchen sink approach. There's all kinds of things going on throughout the album. Lots of creativity here. The Freeborn, Peak Impressions. This is a classic psychedelic rock album. This is psychedelic. The Approach. Okay. This is classic to me, classic psychedelia. Okay, another reference to online record collectors. I'm connected, people. I am. I just don't watch a lot of videos. Many people's videos are boring. I love you, but many of you are boring to watch, okay? Man, Maximum Darkness, a live album that they did where John Cipollina was a guest. And this was being shown online, and so I thought to myself, I haven't played this in a long time. Man, this is good. Owen Merrickx, who is also a big collector and a former musician, was with MX80 Sound, showed it, and made a good comment where he said this is the best Bay Area rock band to come out of Wales. You know, they're from Wales, but they definitely have that San Francisco thing going on here. And they jam out in a good way. Good album. So I listened to this again, another FPE Records, and, excuse me, this is another record by the Miami Dolphins. Matt sent me one of their other records before. And I just have to say that this is one of those kind of bands that if I saw them live, I would probably enjoy it. And if I saw them live, it would probably make this album more enjoyable. Musically, it is kind of cool. The references to Devo, Captain Beefheart, Deerhoof, and Minutemen are accurate, but the vocals get on my nerves. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone, but the vocal delivery gets in the way of my enjoyment of the music. But I want to again qualify that. A lot of times when I see quirky bands like this live, it makes the difference, okay? These guys have just heard the records and it's just okay, okay? Don't really care for this one, okay? Thanks, Matt. Here's something I pulled that is collectible for a number of reasons. Ken Ping Meh, a heavy rock band from Germany on the Zebra label. And this label is collectible, and can you hear all of it? Can you hear that? It's my neighbor, his bike. Can you hear it? Whew. This is their second album. They're called progressive, but they're really more straight ahead rock, hard rock. This is really good though. It's a good album. They cover the Beatles on here, but their songs are really good. It's still got the original inner sleeve Zebra. Isn't that cool? Malcolm Reichel has some records on this label. I had one and I sold it. I'm glad I've kept this. You know, over the years I've come to like it more than I did when I originally got it. And so I'll say that about the Miami Dolphins. You know, maybe one of these days I'll put that on and it will make sense to me. It'll be like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. That'll do it for now, folks. Last thing I'll say is last night I was working on a new piece of music for a local band, Messenjix. The leader of the band, Mary, has been bugging me for a while. She says, we should do something. So I was going through some tracks and I found one that was unfinished that I thought suited her, and I've been working on it the last couple days. I'm meeting with her tonight to see what she thinks. But as I was listening to it and then also going through some of my other tracks, looking for tracks to share with her to maybe work on, I was taken back by how much I like the music I do and how good it is. It's well done. Check me out, people. My music that I make some of it is really better than a lot of this music that I'm always telling you about. That's not ego. That's my ears talking. That's objectivity. Take care, y'all. If I'm missing something, I'll catch it next time.